All right, hope everybody's doing well and enjoyed the football games this weekend. I'll do a few things in this video, but I thought I would show the other tank of Snow White Albinos that are growing out. It's a 10-gallon tank. There's quite a few in here growing out. They are almost 3 months old, and you can kind of see they have kind of a tint of blue at this point, but it'll change to white, and I'll just cull any males that don't develop proper dorsal or develop a color other than white in the tail. Now sometimes that happens late, like 6 months down the line after I've already sold them, but there's nothing I can do about that. I just tell people ahead of time that they may exhibit a bit of a yellow in the tail as time goes on, and females just have white coloration, which at this point looks blue, but they're looking good. The plants are a thin leaf water sprite, and there's not as much light over the tank because I was going to show some other stuff. All right, and before I forget, what do you call a cult that's very hard to get into? A difficult. Oh God, that's awful. All right, so as you know, I've done a lot of crosses. This was probably the third generation of the Snow White Albino and a yellow Delta cross. So I did the cross both ways. This isn't a real good looking male, but he's close to what I want. He's kind of almost got a white body and tail, but there is a little bit of black under the white coloration on the back half of the body. But the females are spectacular. They're definitely going to have a bunch of fry soon. They're just in a photo tank, and they'll go back into a 10-gallon tank shortly. Now I'm going to redo this cross all over again, and the reason is I did a Snow White Albino male to a yellow Delta female, which was this cross. And I also did it the other way, as a yellow Delta male to a Snow White Albino female, and that was this cross. So as you can see, as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, I ended up getting a what was called in the hobby as a German half-black yellow. There's a yellow coating of color on top of the body. If you look real close, you can see it, different angles. This one has quite a bit of yellow, so I'm kind of happy with that. So the reason for doing the crosses over again is because then I'll take the first generation back to the parent if they survive, or to just a general of the yellow Delta or Snow White Albino. So you can see that that male has a much more yellow coloration than the other ones, and once again they're just in a photo tank. This male also has a pretty nice dorsal, so he might actually be a candidate for me crossing back to a yellow Delta female, just as he is, because there's a lot of yellow in that body. And the tail's got a nice shape. It's not a rounded edge like Moscows get, which maybe I'll do a video on the black Moscows next time so you can see what I mean about that. But very nice. These are really beautiful the way they are. I'm very happy with what I ended up getting. And you know, I have a few tanks of these. I may sell some if it gets to that point. I don't know if anybody's interested. You can never tell. You know, sometimes the crosses just need a lot more work to get them set. But this one is pretty much set at this point. You can see there's no half black coloration in the females. There's only, I think, 3 females in this tank. And they are hit by the males in this tank. So, hey, we'll see what goes next. Like I said, I may just take that one male out, this one, and stick him in with a couple of very young yellow Delta females and just go from that, because that's the closest I've come to a yellow Delta in any of these crosses. So I'm very happy with that. Did you know the French fries weren't first cooked in France? They're actually cooked in Greece. Or maybe oil. Alright, well, those jokes are terrible. You'd think I'd have better jokes in between all the time between doing the videos. So anyway, so that's what I've gotten out of those two crosses. So it's kind of important that if you're interested in crossing some fish that are pure strains, you want to do the cross both ways, and because you get completely different results. This is one way, and this is the other way. Totally different, although the females look pretty similar. Alright, the last thing I will go over is I'm going to redo another cross. These are all the males I have of the attempt at yellow lace snakeskins. They're really mosaics. There's no lace in that tail on really any of them. They do have the snakeskin pattern on the body. A couple of them don't have it as well as the others. But what I'm after here is the color of yellow with no red in the background, because I initially came up with this from crossing a red lace snakeskin male to a yellow Delta female. So very nice fish. Dorsal on the males will grow as they get older. It is not one of the growth spurt areas when the fish start to grow. These are 4 to 5 months old. And I'm trying to get close enough to see the pattern, because I don't think they're cobras. Pretty sure they all have the lace, the snakeskin, but no lace. This one I'm not so sure. I don't see the pattern. Also is the youngest male in there. So, pretty cool. So I'm going to select, I think I have a female snuck in there. That's not good. Alright, trying to get a better look there. I think a female snuck into the party. Oh, that's terrible. Alright. Well, I'll definitely pull her out with probably the better looking of the males, because it looks like obviously she's already been hit, so there's going to be some fry at some point. There you can kind of see the pattern. It's very nice. There's a little bit of a more or less of a lined pattern at the back half of the body, so that would stop this from actually being technically a snakeskin, because it's got to be 60 or 70% of the body. And I think at this point, unless something drastic changes, which it won't, they're really technically just cobras, because they only have half a body of snakeskin pattern, and that's not enough. May not even be half, maybe 40%. But the overall shape of the fish is good. Tail pattern is nice. I would have preferred lace, but yeah, I'll deal with mosaic. And really not much else I can do with that. But I'll redo the cross, even though I do have one female in there. So, alright, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you hanging in there. And I'll have another video up soon. It will be soon. Like I said, I'll probably be on the Black Moscows. And if you want to buy any of the food, it's on eBay or Aquabid under GREYD. And or you can email me. The email address is in the video description. And it's cheaper direct from me. It's $14 a jar. So, and if you want 2 jars, I can cut the price even more. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And once again, these are results of 2 crosses. It's actually 3 crosses, technically. 2 crosses of Yellow Delta and Snow White Albinos. And this was Yellow Delta and Red Lace Snakeskin. So, alright, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the comments, or you can send me an email. and I appreciate it. Thank you.